It's the opposite. So what happens is we both have an internal mechanism that creates thoughts. And then, it's like, I create a thought and I externalize it. And then you use like a wide array of evidence, only one of which is the sentence meaning to work out what I'm trying to tell you. So you use like your background knowledge, like what you know about language, communication, or whatever. And like my tone of voice. Like there's many.
There's many aspects of it. Most communication is non-verbal.
Yeah, but also like, and then but like the main difference is between a communication system and language. Yeah, so once I give you all this evidence, like most of it is unconscious, but so once you get all this evidence, like you don't decode the message. Like what you do is you generate in your mind a particular thought which you think fits the evidence, and that's how you understand. So that's why it's called internalism, because like what we do is like I generate a sentence in my mind, and you generate one in your mind which you think is similar to what I've just generated, and you use all this kind of evidence to try and generate different ones to I'm trying to work out what I mean. But like all the main things are happening internally, and there's nothing like outside, like some content which I'm somehow like I'm transferring to you, like you already have this, but all I'm doing is giving you evidence for what I mean, and I kind of like I trigger it in your mind, or like I bring you to understand it.
But there will always be a gap of interpretation.
Yeah, that's the problem with using language for communication. Like that's a main type of evidence for why like the function, quote unquote, of language is not for communicating, because like there's so many problems with using language for communication, like ambiguity, like missing parts of the sentence or whatever. Whereas like you can't generate an ambiguous sentence in your mind. Like the classic example, say if I say, Bill said that he saw John yesterday. Like that could mean either yesterday Bill said that he saw John, or Bill said that he saw John yesterday. So either he said this yesterday, or he said today that he saw someone yesterday. So like it's a simple sentence and it's ambiguous, but like when I generate it in my mind, it's not ambiguous. Like I know what I mean. And if you generate it in your mind, like you know what it means. Like you can't think.
I can tell you what I understood.
Yeah.
That he said today that he met the guy yesterday.
Yeah. So there's only one meaning which is generated. Yeah. Like so you can't confuse yourself. Like you always know what you mean. Like it's never ambiguous. So that's like one more type of evidence as to why like the thought and the meaning is generated first, and then only later you may or may not try and externalize it or communicate it to someone else.
Also, another thing that I found really interesting in what you wrote is your analyzing of Horowitz's use theory of meaning.
Yeah,
the connection, basically the connection between sentences and words.
Yeah.
Like the connection between words to construct a sentence, that you have to have the basic, like when we think about a language, we need to have the basic chunks of a word in order to formulate a sentence. But then the sentence can influence the meaning of the word, but it's not as strong as the meaning of the words themselves.
Yeah.
To formulate the sentence.
Yeah, I mean, people like him don't think that there's a grammatical structure in a way that I've been talking about. Yeah. So he thinks the word you get meaning is first from use. So like the more that you use words, like the more they get used to like using, say, like blue, when you see blue objects, and like that gets kind of ingrained in your mind somehow, like statistical like influence. And he says, like and it's the same, he thinks for sentences, like there's like kind of laws of statistics, he says, that you can find that shows, you know, like which words are used in which positions, you know, so like we put verbs in a sentence in this position because like we've heard it so many times, and yeah, that's what he claims. But like, yeah, first of all, like there's little evidence for that, and the evidence for the other side is so like overwhelming. So even, you know, simple things like in grammar, like what's called anaphora. So if you say like in his study, John likes to sit, how does the child know that his refers to John? Like no amount of me telling you that will ever teach you the meaning, and no parent would tell his child, he's in this structure, like that always refers to the noun, to the pronoun. Like it's never explained like that, and yet kids pick up, all these grammatical features immediately, which shows you that it can't be like an aspect of use or find it in an environment. It shows you that it's somehow inbuilt in our language faculty and it's just innate. And
yeah, which